there's this movie, and the movie is really a book, and the book is just a story that made a whole bunch of different movies, but I'm basically talking right now about this one movie and how it affected me. There are many different movies about this story, and of course what I'm talking about is A Christmas Carol. Now you're saying to yourself, Christmas Carol, aren't you Jewish? Okay, yeah, I'm Jewish, but I'm really not all that religious. And to tell you the truth, it's much, much more than a story about Christmas. It's a story about, well, we'll get there. So there's this guy, a crotchety old guy, and he pretty much treats everybody like shit. And he's just a horrible, horrible, vicious guy. And even more than vicious, because even vicious people take an interest in the people that they treat like shit. You know, this old man had such disinterest for everybody. He was thoughtless and careless, and he couldn't, as long as it didn't affect him, he didn't give a shit. He treated the people that were in his life badly by not caring, and then there were people that didn't affect his life, that he didn't care about, and affected everyone around him by not caring. At which point he was shown that his life was in dire circumstances, that were he to end his life now on a note of not caring about anybody and anything, that his afterlife would be one of nothing produced, no value to anybody. He was shown how he got there, that he had been a good person, that through circumstances he had been treated badly, and not even really treated badly. He just had circumstances where he had good intentions, and he wanted to do good things, but he made some bad choices. And the bad choices led to his dreams being crushed, and his hopes being taken away from him. Even though he was successful at gaining wealth, he had lost his friends. He lost the people that he had made relationships with along the way. He lost his girl, he lost his boss, he lost his friend, his lifelong friend who was his partner. And I think it's interesting to note that in the Scrooge story, that Jacob Marley, in death, Jacob Marley cared about Scrooge so much, he loved Scrooge so much, that through death, he took the time, he took the effort, he fought death in order to change Scrooge's life. Jacob Marley loved Scrooge. I think that that's interesting to note. People don't really focus on that, but there was love there. Who knows what kind of love, actually? Whether it was just partnership love or whether it was stronger, because that's a strong bond to go through death. Well, I digress. But he was shown that he had his dreams crushed, and that because of that, he just lost his feeling, he lost his caring about other people, and because of that, he was crushing other people's dreams, and he was crushing other people's hopes. And it didn't matter to him at all, and that his non-caring was going to reach forward in time, and it was going to cause misery long after his death. It was going to not only make his death miserable and make his afterlife miserable, but it was going to affect so many other people. And that was never his intention from the beginning. And then he was brought back to life, and he realized that he could change. He realized that there was time that he could still live life. He could still take the little bit of hope that he had and make that work. Now, I love this story because I believe it's a story of redemption, and it's a story of it's a story of getting your dreams back, or it's a story of realizing what your dreams really were and becoming the person that you were always meant to be. And I thought that was unbelievable. That was fantastic. What a story of just becoming overnight, becoming, getting redemption and getting forgiveness for making mistakes and for not realizing and for understanding what it's all about. To go from being blind and... Anyway, Scrooge. I love this story so much. The story with Alistair Sim. He was so mean and he was so terrible. And you could see it in his face. He didn't want to be saved at the beginning. He felt like it was beyond him. He felt like he didn't deserve redemption. He knew what the ghosts were trying to do. He understood what they were trying to show him, and he said, I'm beyond it. I'm too far gone. And yet they made the effort anyway. And when he realized what he realized, he said, I don't deserve to be so happy, but I can't help it. I just am. And he went on to improve his life and everyone else's life. He became a new person. The person he was always supposed to be. I was naive enough for a little while to think that it didn't really matter even, because